Today's guest is a powerhouse entrepreneur and is on a mission to unleash the extraordinary power of individuality. He's the CEO and founder of Wunderkind. Wunderkind is a leading ad tech and marketing agency that combines top technology and best-in-class strategy to produce consistent, directly attributable results for their clients. Welcome to the show, Ryan. How are you doing?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Zoe? Nice to have me.
Nice to finally meet you. I'm so grateful for you making this time for us to speak and for me to learn, a lot of things from you today. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Mirror Talk. I appreciate your presence here. So can you, talk to me about Wunderkind, your company? How has it been like, you starting up this wonderful company, being the CEO and the founder of it?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's November. It's November. I'm in New York City. It's 2021. It's a fantastic time. New York City's got more energy I've ever seen it before. I just had a great lunch with a friend who's in Rhode Island, who runs a different technology company. This is the first time he's been out to New York in a couple of years. Like, wow, it's a wow. So I'm proud of like kind of where this city's going, and we're a big part of that. So we're on the World Trade Center, floor 75. I was showing Toby before.
Yes.
So here's a audience. Like here, let's get a little. Okay,
wow,
cool.
That's a
So
great
yeah,
view.
we're up here. Yeah, and we're just cool like rose room. They got cool lamp and stuff. So you got Elliot, my friend over here too.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, our office is really cool. So yeah, this is where we're working at. This is where we're talking at. So it's going great. It's year 9 for Wunderkind. So I've been working on a little longer than that. It's like this is my adult, basically my adult life is here. So
Yeah.
it's and this is the most fun we've been having. It's not a business going well. We're doing well, working as a team. We like what we're doing. We like to provide value, not only on products and services, but as a people too. So that's internally and externally. So we like to kind of connect people and people and then contribute and enjoy ourselves. So it's really energizing. So especially these days.
Yes. So for someone out there who is like very curious, who wants to know more about your company, about Wunderkind or whatever we want to pronounce, Wunderkind or whatever we want to pronounce it. Like,
Yeah.
can you tell me about your services and solutions and that your company provides? Like, what when I come to your company, what services should I expect and what solutions should I expect to?
Yeah, well, we connect brands and people. So we connect brands and people. We make everything personal. And the individuality thing, it's important here. It's like whether you got like kind of Batman on the side of your head or nails painted, or and it's also individuality for our customers. Yeah. If you're gonna get it, if a brand's one of our clients and you get an email from them, it's gonna be made for you. Everything we do is made for you. So it's things that you enjoy doing, and we enjoy and create great shopping experience. So great shopping experience. Technically, we're scaling personalization, but we're driving a lot of revenue for brands. So brands work with us, and we generally improving the revenue by 10 to 20% by making things more personal, by taking what they do and making it one-to-one, or taking what the one-to-one stuff they have and really making it scale. So we work with some of the best brands in the world, and we're always thinking about like what are things that consumers like to receive, and when brands are consumers, like how do they make it like really made for them? And when consumers interact with brands, like how is it also made for them too? So how do brands and consumers kind of communicate, interact with each other, and how do you make that really really personal? So that's what we do, and that happens to drive a lot of growth. So people shop more often, and when they're shopping, they tend to buy more often when they're really enjoying the experience it's made for them.
Yes, that's true. Before I jump into, learning about, your strategies, your ideas, and your plans for the future, I just want to say congratulations one more time. I was reading your bio and I found that under your leadership, Wunderkind has, been named one of the best places to work by both Crain's New York and Fortune magazine, and has been ranked the #1 fastest growing software company by Inc. 5000. That's so awesome. Congratulations on all that success.
Cool.
So for me as a curious person, I would love to know how you've been able to achieve these. Like, what are your strategies, your plans, or how do you do this to achieve such ranking?
It's kind of the first thing is you got to really have like a maniacal focus on making your product and service great, and service is really important too. So for us, we're an enterprise company, we work with some large brands. It's constantly making the product better and understanding what's the value your product provides? Like there's a lot of software companies where the value is like saving people time, saving people money. Ours is driving growth and revenue and providing a great customer experience for brands customers. So it's a keep like how do we keep making that better? How do we keep improving customer service? How do we keep driving more revenue? So it's a what are things that are important to our clients and the people we serve, and constantly improving that. So every most companies, almost everyone, even ours, everyone's underinvested in improving the product service, really understanding the value it provides and improving that. And I think just as important is it's when you have products and services, you have internal ones and external ones. So it's like understand the values of us externally. And then for us, we have like 5 categories of value. Revenue is one. So drive revenue to customers. Brand experience, that's a way our brands communicate, providing a great brand experience to them. Operating velocity, we want our clients to be able to move faster and do more. So cost savings, saving money is something that should be important too. And then we're an enterprise company, so compliance and security is something we look at too, and help our clients like just be compliant and be secure with everything they do. So understanding what values your product and service offer and constantly improving those. So that's really important. And then we have internal products and services. So doing those same things internally, it's improving our internal operating velocity. It's saving the company money, providing a better brand experience internally. So, but when you distill that down, it's like you need to really develop leaders. So you need to have great leaders in charge of every department, and you need to work with them to develop leaders, You got to count as a leadership machine. So spending your time on like really developing leaders and making sure that they're growing, they're challenged, you empower them. So it's like developing leaders, having them develop leaders, and then really focusing on the value of your products. So focus on the value of your internal products, and developing leaders, and focus on the value of your external products, and less focus on like what's your revenue, what's your employee count. Like it's like those hit stats. Like that's not it. It's like it should be like who's been at the company for 5 years and growing, and seeing their development track and seeing what they're doing and their contributions. Like focusing on really a place where people can contribute, enjoy themselves, and do good work. And then external, like the value of your products. Like if your product's about driving growth or revenue, like save time, then save people more time, drive more growth. So just make it better and better and better and better. Be focused on keep improving your products.
Yes. So what do you think is the future of, the workplace? Like you are named one of the best workplaces in the US or in the world. What do you think the future is going to be like for, a workplace, for a software developing company, or for?
I think any company, I think it should be like when people work at a company, they should really enjoy what the company stands for. So that means a company should be a company and a brand, and they should stand for something. They should have brand values, and things are important to them. So one, companies, where it's going is companies really standing for something, having value internally of how they develop and treat people, and externally. So when companies have that, then the people who work there should really want to work there to be bought in, not just like, here, this is good for my career, not just like, oh, cool, I want to work with this person, where they really not only want to work with the people on the team, but also they believe in the company. So that's like the people who come to your place, they should believe in it. That's that that means companies have a big responsibility to have something that you treat your people well, and you stand for something. So that's not an easy thing to do. So I think part of the future work is that. And then it's then everyone knowing success is like people very rarely. So one, I think 75% of people don't actually really enjoy their job. It's more than just feeling value. They just don't really enjoy themselves. So, and enjoyment is a few things. One, it's making progress. It's contributing to the company in a meaningful way, making progress for yourself. And two, it's like having people you like working with, and you enjoy the process. Like, so it's like you're contributing and you enjoy it. So it's that's not the case everywhere. I think the future is that should be the case everywhere. And know what it starts with? It starts with everyone knowing what success means. At companies, especially executives, they don't know what success means. They don't know what it means to be doing like a good job, meaning a high standard, a great job, an okay job. It's not clear. Like it's not clear what establishing high standard, what that is, what is exceeding high standard, what are ways you can contribute at an organizational level. Like in addition to the things that you own for your job, everyone's job, you're part of a hive, you're part of a team. Yeah. There's things that needs to be clear what success is for that part of the hive you're in. And then how you contribute to the organization as a whole. Like those things need to be super clear and ample opportunity. And also like people need to make one proposal too, how here, like the organization values these things. Part of the future work too is energy index, like how how your energy contributes to other people's, like their, how you say people have success metrics and they have different ways they can provide macro value.
Yes.
Energy index is how you contribute to other people's role. So how you're motivating, influencing, inspiring, bringing energy to other people and their KPIs and the macro value they're driving. So how you're influencing other people and creating standards for that and creating things that are pretty objective. So then having people know that, hey, organizations value not only your contributions, but part of your contribution is how you influence other people. And it's not about like say, hey, you're bad energy, you're talking shit about people. That's one thing. It's really about rewarding the people. Say, hey, you have good energy, and you're like when people interact with you, like it's very motivating, or inspiring, or just elevating. And they're like they want to do good work. It's like, so how you influence other people and quantifying that. I think that's part of the future work.
Yeah, I love that. Like having positive energy and having positive influence on people, on your coworkers around you, or the people that you are leading in the company. Yes, that's great. Yes, there's one thing I would love to always learn. I want to learn from you actually is like, how do you constantly improve and optimize yourself and your performance over the years and even in the future? Like, how have you been doing that to achieve all your goals and to become a better person?
Yeah. So I'm some that starts at the top, but like there's, again, find people who like really enjoy what your company does, and not only as a brand, but also the value your products provide. For people like that are very motivated and very like they get good energy themselves and very energized with seeing those numbers go up. So you have to have people that like understand the value of your product and who enjoy it going up as a whole. So for us, it's like people who do it for individual clients and will execute the value for one client at a time. You need people that want to make it happen across the board, like want to move it up, boom, just like really make improvements to the product. And just so there's, when you have an existing product, you can improve the strategy, you can improve the execution strategy, you can iterate and software. It's like adding new features. You could do like a whole new product extension, right? That's one thing. And then you can just do like whole new products or new platforms. So it's like but it comes down to like, who's your client base? Who are the people that really enjoy your products, and what new things, how can you improve the execution? How can you improve the strategy, the playbook? How do you kind of iterate and new features? How do you do like new product extension, whole new things? But everything's around like making improvements to your product for your base.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yes, yes. So I'm so thankful for your answer, and I would love to learn from your ideas and strategies of marketing. Like, what needs and opportunities does the next generation performance marketing present to us?
What's that? Repeat one more time. The next generation performance marketing. What was?
Yes, I'd love you to enlighten me on the needs and the opportunities that the next generation marketing, next generation performance marketing presents.
I think next gen performance marketing is brand. So performance marketing is not just like, hey, you spend money on Facebook ad and you acquire customers. It's like understanding the ROI of brand and exuding a brand and having like everything you do, like even products telling stories, telling brand stories, and the power of that. The biggest power of that is like the people who are going to come work for your company and be bought into it. So like you're getting great people doing great work. So the biggest power of brand is like everything starts with talent and talent being motivated and energized. So like, and people quantifying the power of like brand and investing in brand. And what does that mean? So it's their biggest channel should be like word of mouth. Your product service, your biggest channel should be other people, your customers telling other people about it. Whether like your clothing company, or your software company, the number one channel should be, number one way that people hear about you is through your best customers. And a lot. That should be your biggest volume thing. So like focusing on that and like using brand. And that's a way to track your brand too. It's like how many customers are coming from your other customers, and those customers, how often are they coming back and shopping? So what are they like? That's a way of measuring effectiveness of brand. So like people don't like, it's not just like, hey, let's spend money on a display ad. It's like really investing in brand ethos, what you stand for, what you do, through your packaging. It could be like your decks. It could be like we invest a lot into our office and what it looks like and how people feel. Not only what it looks like, the utility of that. Make sure like people not only work at their desk, there's like 100 other places you can work besides your desk here. So it's like that's investing in brand experience. That's because you're working here and invest your working experience. I make sure like your laptops work. It's tight. You're not getting some used laptop here. Make sure we got good equipment. So it's that's part of brand experience. So investing in brand experience internally and externally.
Yeah.
So internal, external brand experience. That's performance marketing. It's like there's so much performance in brand. So like that is like the next generation of performance marketing is what's the ROI of brand and quantifying that.
Yes, I think you've quite explained what I would love to find out already. Like, I know your company is like people focused. It's like connecting people to each other. Giving people the well-tailored personal solutions that they desire. So, I'll just love to know, like, for example, like in a people-focused marketing scheme, what are the things we're supposed to pay attention to? Like, if I'm working in a people-focused marketing environment or organization, are there like some particular things to pay attention to in order to be successful?
No, give me an example. Like, give me an example.
Like, for example, if I'm creating a product for an individual, which is going to differ from person to person, and I'm trying to market this to to the whole wide world, how can I what are the things I'm supposed to pay attention to in order to be successful, in order to provide a product that is tailored to each individual and still successful in the whole market in a larger scheme?
Yeah. Give me an example of a product or category.
So for example, this could be, I don't know, like Facebook or Instagram, for example. They are like products which are sometimes people focus in the terms of the algorithms that are being used to know what kind of contents to show you on their website, for example.
Yeah, so I mean, those are big social platforms, but for something, if you want to do something that's like made for everyone's scale, it's you have inputs. So like in terms of like those things you mentioned, they're getting inputs from people and brands. So you need content. So you need a lot of content, and for that, it's like they need people creating content. So how do they get to do that? They needed people and brands creating content and contributing there. And then when you have that, then you can look at like individuals and then tailored content for people, but it's inputs and outputs. So it's the funny thing is, like, if you look at like commerce sites, like almost any website or store you go into, like you say, if you walk into like a Target, a Walmart, a Costco, Sephora, it's like everyone gets the same shopping experience in the store, and it shouldn't be. So it's not any store does not have a personal experience. Supermarkets, everyone sees the same aisles. Like even IKEA, you always walk in the same order. I mean, I go right to the meatballs, but it's you're like, everyone's kind of getting the same experience in the store. And that's what happens on websites too. So even though websites do have a lot of inputs, there's a lot of content, a lot of product pages, a lot of things. People getting the same experience. So it's hard to focus on like, how do you get a lot of content from yourself and from the market, whether it's people or brands, how do you get a lot of content? And then like Facebook invented the concept of newsfeed, pretty smart. Like having that thing of a newsfeed that's for you, Google AI News. I think the best is probably YouTube's homepage is unbelievable. YouTube's homepage, you hit refresh, bam. More stuff for you. It's so good. So like think about like, how do you make a for you thing? And just like, what's the right format where whatever business, what do you want to make that's for people? So that could be, if you're a restaurant, it's like, oh, like if it's a customer, there should be a menu for them. Like say if you're carrying like, say you have like 60 plus items, you can have like if you the restaurant's like, okay, you just like, I would think about how do I keep every customer comes in, let me make sure I have their name, maybe their phone number. When people come in, I keep track of what they ordered. And then the next time they come in, I could literally like I have a little printer. There could be a QR code, but I could have like literally a little printer. I push the buttons, boom, here's the menu for you. It's like, here's the whole menu, and here's the menu for you. So you can do that. It's like the inputs are, you make sure you have a database, you're getting people's information, you keep track of the inputs, like what they've ordered in the past. And then like you label those things. And then you give them their own menu. I've never been to a restaurant where I got my own menu, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. I could probably figure it out in a week, and I probably scale in a month. So it's like, just whatever business you have, you just need the inputs and the outputs, and think about how you do it. I could buy printed staples for like $20 and do it. So
yes, that's what I'm trying to drive at, actually, like big data in the future, like going to restaurants where you can have tailored menus to yourself, and some that kind of example. But
I mean, a really wild one is like, there's robo chefs. Like there's like these robo chefs with arms that like can literally like even like sous vide and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
So you could know someone's like taste preferences and ingredients they like first time there, and you can like then literally have a chef from around the world.
Yes.
Like there's like, you can have like tens of thousands of recipes from powerful chefs, and based on the inputs you get from someone, boom, like they're getting Not they're getting something that's like from an expert chef and something's the expert cooking it, bam. So you can, and that thing was like, you could buy at least one of those for like 10K a month right now. And if you wanted to create a platform to do that, someone could do that right now and have a restaurant where the best chefs make you best things for you immediately.
That would be awesome. That would be so.
Yeah.
That would be a dream.
You just got to have a vision for it. It's like, okay, I have a vision. What would be an amazing eating experience? What would be an amazing shopping experience? You start with like, what's an incredible experience? So then you build stuff around that. It's like, well, I want to go in the store. When I pick up an item, I want to get all the information about the item. I want to see the reviews. I want to see what's this product about? Like, why do they carry it? Who made it? Like, I want to know all this stuff when I pick up an item. Like, I want that. I want to be able to save it for the future. I want to know other things like this thing. I want that in the store. I want everything I looked at online to be available to me. Where is this in the store where I can see it? So I want just start with whatever you sell. Like, what is a great experience? Like, start with like the best experience, the best people, and you build that.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for that. So what do you think, how do you think things will look like in the future, especially for marketing and the internet on its own as a whole? How do you think the future is going to look like?
I think products, there's going to be more, what I see now compared to like 5-10 years ago, there's more brands than ever. So with the advent of basically Shopify, with Instagram, Facebook ads, and just improvements in supply chain and sourcing, you see more brands emerge than ever. And I like that motivation. So I like that people are creating more. So I think I see more brands. So like, it's like, I was able to start a software company 10 years ago. I didn't need to have my own servers and my own team to manage that because I had Amazon Web Services and Rackspace, and I had cloud computing. So I was able to like start a technology company I didn't have to spend millions of dollars. So I was able to have one engineer, my friends, who was 5 years before that in Ukraine. I was able to literally start with one engineer and one designer and me, and boom, we were able to stand up a prototype of software and then start to provide value. So in the future, I think there's gonna be a lot more brands, and more depth of the product. You're gonna see, I think you'll see things like there'll be some like really cool like 3D printers with clothing and stuff, and like you might even have one in your house. When a brand comes up with something, you got an email, and boom, you print it, bam, it prints right away, boom. It has all the fabrics there, but probably in a store, it's like bam, things just get printed right then. So really cool new stuff. Not even like, it's like something just went on the runway in Paris, and bam, it's 5 minutes later, you're at the store in New York City, and you're getting that stuff. So I see like more brands emerging. I see products getting better. I see humans being a more important part of it. So when you go to a store, I think there's more humans than less. So when humans have technology about like they know what you browse, like they know your profile, when you browse online, recommendations for you, they can actually say, hey, what's up? This is good for you. And then they can bring out custom stuff from the back. You want to go to, and when you're looking at stuff in a store, the associate's like getting that information. You can hit a button on your phone, and bam, the associate comes over. It's better shopping experiences everywhere. I see what's going to happen with I think advertising is going to get really good. So remember, advertising generally, it's pretty good on Instagram and Facebook. Everywhere else, there's a lot to improve. So I think advertising is going to get really good. I think most ads we'll see in 5 years are going to be in driverless cars. So most transportation will be autonomous vehicles. They won't have front seats. Vehicles, instead of like the cars being forward, they'll kind of get on the side. It will be like a kind of wraparound couch kind of deal for the most part. And there'll be a big screen. Cars won't have windows at some point, which is kind of crazy. It won't have windows. It will be like a big clamshell kind of deal, but the screen could turn into facing everything. It could look like a big skylight. So, but I think a lot of cars won't even have any windows. It will just like be screens that will show you what's on the outside, and it'll look like you're inside, but it could also be content. So I think most content, like when you're commuting to work, like boom, the car's going to drive you, and you can have discovery in there. So like when you're in a city, like people are going to own less cars, and a lot of the content you're going to have is like on your way to things. So within transportation, going to be a lot of the content you have, a lot of the marketing, a lot of advertising you get. The most personal stuff is going to be in transit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, earlier you said, there'll be lots more brands that we do have right now. That means the competition will be higher. How do you think a product will be able to strive, be able to stand out in the future, in order to beat all other competitions? Like we have maybe.
Here's the truth. There's no such thing as competition for any good product or service. You don't compete with anything. It's like, do restaurants compete against each other? Like there could be a block with 10 restaurants, 10 stores, and there's 9 restaurants. If the 10th one opens up as a restaurant, it's good. It won't matter. It's like good stuff is good. There's no such thing as market saturation. If you have something that's good, it's just make it nice. Anything that's good and nice, there's no you're not competing. Like unless you're like trying to directly steal someone's customers, which would be kind of a dick move. But that's not a reason to go in business. You go into business because you want to make great products and services that provide great value. So then it's not about competition, about what you're making. Like you have some craftsmanship, you put some care into what you're delivering in your product and service, you treat your people well, you're going to do well.
Yeah, that's true. But my motivation or what inspired that question was like, when you have a market that is full with so many brands, sometimes it will be very difficult to say, hey, I'm here also. Can you notice me, please? I'm also good, or something like that. Like to become noticeable in a very populated market.
You make good products, and other people, your customer will tell other people about it. So
yeah, okay.
It's like the headphones like you're wearing. It's not like the headphones you're wearing, it's not like they marketed to you. Like someone you know said, hey, these headphones are really good for a podcast. And like, hey, check these things out. Or you did your research, like these are good. Yeah. It wasn't like you saw an Instagram ad for these headphones. It wasn't. The mic you're using right now, it's because the product is good. And like, then someone told you about it, or you're able to research it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Make a great product. And then when you have great products and it works, and you have a lot of good ones where people can buy over and over again, then you can do marketing. Like you got to earn marketing. You don't build a business based on marketing. If you do, it's like gonna stop very quickly. So the best product and services then unlocks marketing. Marketing advertising unlocks me good stuff. And if you fake it for a little bit, then people aren't buying again, people aren't talking about it, it's done. So you have that great product and service.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Like that's a good lesson for me to take from this podcast episode already. Like make sure that your product is good and people that use it or buy it will tell other people about it. And that's where you grow your market or you grow your business. Yes. Wow. So you're on a mission to unleash the extraordinary power of individuality. So can you explain this mission to me and how can we unleash the extraordinary power of individuality?
Now, at first it's like when you show up to work, you should be yourself. So like I'm like, here, I'm literally wearing a dress. Like I'm literally wearing a dress. We're a venture fund company. My nails painted. It's like you want to unleash extraordinary power of individuality. First, be an individual and do what makes you happy. Yeah. And like I like being inspired by other people. Like so, I like looking around and seeing what other people are doing, other people's lives, and enjoying that, and like acknowledging, commenting it. So first is like be an individual, right? And then be extraordinary. So that's it. So for us, like we want brands to be able to be like, what's hot that a brand has, and how do we connect the things that brands have to the right people? So it's not like say like it doesn't even matter. You can name a brand like a lot of people have different relationship with like say common brands like Apple, Nike. Like people have different relationship with Nike than other people. Like so some people want like the sneakerhead. Some people might want gear, running shoes. Like they're gonna have. People have different relationship with brands depending who they are. So make sure like the things you have, like what does your brand represent, the products, and how do you convey that message to the right people? When do brands interact with people, and how do people interact with brands? So it's like connecting brands with people is what we think about. So when brands bring like for us individually here, our first customers are internal customers. So even before my clients, like my clients are like my third customers. Customer number one is like the people who work at Wondercan work with me. I work with them. Two is my clients' customers. So I look at like before my clients, I look at their customers first. Yes. So, and then three is my clients. So like client obsession, it's like, oh, cool. I got my internal clients, then I got my clients' customers, and then I got my clients. So then when I look at client obsessions, like I have the right order of operation. So care about, we make sure we're good internally, make sure your customers are good, and then you're going to be good.
Wow. I love that. Focusing on people working for you internally, or you're working with internally, focusing on your clients, customers. Yeah. And also your client on their own, yes. And being yourself, having good energy, having good vibes is very important.
I mean, so you're always evolving. It's like it's not only like just come in just with the attitude like I'm going to bring some good energy today. And good energy is not like talking a lot or like being an extrovert. It's bringing good energy. It's contributing good energy. So it's so a lot of times extroverts sometimes do the opposite because they fill up the room. It's like no, you gotta like good energy.
Yes. So Ryan, from your experience as a CEO and founder and of a company that is busy and growing and expanding from day to day, how do you find time to enjoy life? Can you give me ideas and how you do this?
I like you could say like it's if you look at like a scoreboard, you can say like, hey, at work it's like 75% progress, 25% enjoyment, and then at night and weekend, it's like 25% progress, 75% enjoyment. But that's not true. I'm enjoying myself. I'm making a few things that make people happy, enjoy life. One is like doing good things for other people. Like when you see other people around you succeed and other people doing well, like I've never seen anyone who's not like, oh wow, like that can't be, if they do something good for other people and they appreciate that, like I never see anyone who's like upset by that. It's opposite. It's like, hey, you're like, that makes people feel good.
Yeah.
Making progress, like making progress yourself and your contributions feels good. And just like having some friends and enjoying yourself, like just not take yourself too seriously, joking around. So we're in New York, we had to share a lot of food. I only eat family style. So it's like, you know, enjoying yourself, making progress, and being happy with the success of others, and really working on like actively working on others succeeding around you. So that's what I do. So it's time for enjoyment. It's like I'm doing it all the time. It's like if you're doing those things, like if I'm making progress, I'm enjoying myself. It's not, you're not stressing about things. It's like you're also very calm, you're forward, you're poised, like you're bringing your best. If you're stressed, you're not bringing your best. You're not, if you're stressed, your energy is impacting other people in a negative way. So if you want to have good energy, like stressful energy is not great to others. So like maybe like if stress is just on you, cool. Like it's like smoking. It's like if smoking was just on you, it's not. But when you smoke a cigarette, it's like you're messing with other people's air and other people's lungs. So you shouldn't do that, right? So your stress is the same thing. It's like you're messing with other people too, and you just want to be at your best. When you're at your best, you have good energy. Like the world is nice around you. So
yes. Wow, thank you so much, Ryan. So I would just love to know, like, I'm so keen and so interested in Wonderkind, and I would love to know what the future is like for Wonderkind. Like, where do you see the company in the next 10, 15, 20 years? And
yeah, cool. I like that. So first of all, squat up. The reason that we do these podcasts is not to get customers, it's to squat up. We have amazing offices in New York, London, Indianapolis, and now Austin. And also we're hiring a lot of remote roles in the United States. So if you're at a company where like you and a few other people are like the most motivated people, and like you want to work for a place that stands for something, it's going places, like squat up. So go to Wonderkind, you go to .com, go to careers, check it out. We got a lot of open roles. So that's one thing. So where are we going? We're squatting up. I think like some of the stuff we talked about in stores, like really creating this magical shopping experience. We're going to build those things. So we're going to build those things online and in stores. So we'll do both. I think advertising should be a vibe. Like advertising should be fun, enjoyable. Discovering your product's amazing. Like the process of discovery, we want to, word of mouth is going to be always the best thing, personal things, being human. But like, yeah, we want to like really make discovery beautiful. It's like how you discover products and stuff. So that's everywhere you go. It's going to be some amazing discovery. So everyone's going to be buying a lot more stuff. Pretty much. We're going to do that. And I think it's like what we do is like how we built a corporate operating system. So doing things at ecosystem scale is important. That's for us, it's externally the products. It's also internally. So I'm a big believer, like if everyone knows what success is, you shouldn't dictate, you shouldn't force very rigid working hours. There is a time where people do need to be available for team meetings. And I think 9 to 6 Monday through Thursday is a good structured time for people to be available and for internal meetings. And I think for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, 7 to 9, I think after 6 p.m. And I think Friday are days that should be optional when it's clear what success is and how you can contribute and your way and how you move up. I don't think Friday should be a dictated day. So I want to get there as an organization where it's a 4-day work week. And if you want to contribute more, you want to move faster, or you got a big load because you're maybe supporting some team members who are not there, then cool. Then you could choose the time you do it. You don't have to do it on a Friday. You could do it in the morning or weekend, or not weekend, morning, night, Friday. But I think Friday should be an optional day. I think everyone should have the option to have our Friday whenever they want, not taking off. So that's something important we'll do. And I love New York and represent New York. And yeah, it's I'm gonna make tech's already kind of booming here. So it's a good spot for people to build some companies. And I love seeing like new restaurants and new stores, new brands pop up here. So yeah, New York being beautiful is being really cool there. So yeah, I like doing that. In 20 years, I think there'll probably be a new universal language. So a lot of things that happen in 20 years will have a colony on Mars in probably 4, Moon in 3 or 4, and Europa on Jupiter in 9 or 10. So we'll have Europa's in actually a much better spot for life than Mars, or the Mars and the moon, because there's a lot of liquid water in the atmosphere.
Mhm.
So we'll be there. We'll probably need a new language. Well, like we have a lot of languages, so it'll probably be a new language. It's a universal language, and I'm happy if it's, I know English, but like, yeah, it should be one that's like, we should design a new language. So I'll be happy to speak that new language. It should be sound cool. It should be simple. It should be nice, elegant. So I think I'll probably be speaking that. We'll be speaking that language then instead of this one. So that'll be cool. Looking forward to that.
And I can imagine us having some wonderkind, branches on Mars and on the moon, on Jupiter also with some.
I think we love, like, we started Squad Up in Indianapolis this year. We got over 100 people there. It's awesome. Having like geodiversity, just different people, is so cool. It's so cool. Like, it's like you look beyond what someone's like age, and it's like just people from different areas, different vibes, like bringing that kind of energy. It's really nice. So I will probably have an office in almost every state, most countries. We'll Squad Up everywhere. So it's we want to really support brands. We want to do everything for brands, everything possible. Just we want brands to make great products, services, and stand for something, and we want to cover everything else. Like, you make your great products, you have great service, you say what your brand stands for. We want to do everything else with you.
Yes, and I'm sure all the brands will enjoy the best one-to-one customer experience they could ever get, from wonderkind. Yes.
And that's why I like to help brands make products too. Like, hey, let's work on design some products too. Like, we're your customers. Let's design some other stuff. Hook them up with different suppliers, different designers. Like once you have the ethos as a brand, what they stand for, I think we can support them on making better product services better at some point too. So.
Yes. So I'm going to place the link to your website in the show note of this episode. So everyone is interested. Everyone wants to apply to wonderkind to work or to just know more about their services and their solutions. Could just click on the link, copy the link, and get across to any representative or contact person on the website. So Ryan, I would just love to ask one final question. Like, from everything you've experienced so far and where you're going to in future, how would you define success?
Success, I think every I think it's I think we know that energy can't be created or destroyed. That's I think it's scientific law. Energy created or destroyed, and I think we're very lucky to be on this beautiful planet and to be human. And my belief is that if you're a human and your energy is here in this form, like, you have to do something special, whether you're a human previously or you're a different animal, whether you're a planet or a star, your energy is human form, you did something special. And my belief is that you get to kind of choose, you got to choose what your purpose is. So now before you're born, you got to choose your purpose. And I think success is at a big scale, it's figuring out the purpose you chose for yourself and your design, and exploring that and getting experience and honing your skills and doing what you chose to intend to do. So I think that's some ultimate success. And separately, it's some simple success is provide value and have fun. So you contribute and enjoy, bring good energy. That's the success of others. So that's you enjoy yourself and other people succeed around you. That's success. And the capital S success, that's lowercase s. The capital S is your destiny, what you chose for yourself, and fulfilling that destiny. And then when you do that, now you're at one, and then you can go 1 to N. Once you fulfill your destiny you chose for yourself, then you go from there and you do some beautiful things.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Ryan. I've learned so much from you from this conversation, like good vibes, positive energy, finding who you are, being a good influence to other people around you, for knowing what you are, created to be on this earth, your purpose, and just being who you are, be yourself, and discover that extraordinary power of your individuality.
That's right.
Yes, thank you so much, Ryan. I wish you all the best, and congratulations once again on all your success. And yes, thank you so much.